Well, hello there. My name is Sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, I showed you Mama Rosa's Velothir Mage's build, and today, I thought we might sit down with a cup of coffee and talk about how I feel about what's going to happen to ESO this year. So, on January 8th, 2026, Gina and her crew went live on Twitch and YouTube to tell us about their plans for ESO. This is a yearly thing, and lately, these streams have filled me with growing dread. After the previous stream where Solstice and the FOMO event were announced, I was quite displeased, distraught even. I expected to feel the same way this year, but I'm actually okay with almost everything. Let's start with the things that make me happy. First, they're going to make stable masters better. We can train our ponies more every day and can purchase more mounts with gold. ESO has a wide variety of mounts to match most personalities, and I'm super happy that we get more ponies to buy with gold. I'm also quite happy about the promised balance and visual updates for werewolves. I play mostly with female characters, and it's kinda sorta bugged me that my werewolf loses her femininity when transformed. I'm really looking forward to that change, and also a thing that was briefly shown in the live stream. No one said this out loud, but in an on-screen text, it stated that vampire and werewolf cures will be removed from the ground store, which is a huge improvement since you can get rid of both curses by parting with a small amount of gold. The same text promised a quest starter related to vampire and werewolf cures, and also an increased number of vampire and werewolf encounters in the open world. I do hope these changes will inspire me to play with my werewolf a bit more. She's been totally neglected for years. We've also been promised alterations to the Dragon Knight class. To be quite honest, I'm not that into Dragon Knights, but I am curious to see what game devs will change. I have understood that there will be visual changes, and as aesthetics are important to me, I promise to explore the class a bit further once set changes drop. Lately, most of my gaming hours have gone to decorating houses. Therefore, I was delighted to learn that the furnishing limit on some houses will be increased. I trust this means that we'll be able to fit more items into small homes, like in-rooms and other stable homes. I'm curious to see which ones will be the first ones to get a larger inventory. And you know how golden antiquity leads expire after 30 days? In the future, golden leads will have a longer lifespan, which means that the chances of forgetting to dig up that super rare antiquity furnishing are reduced from high to less high. This brought me so much joy. I'm also not mad at event tickets being traded for a progress bar type of a thing. I find the whole ticket system somehow a bit stressful. Remembering to claim tickets is a chore, and figuring out the best way to use them an even bigger chore. I would love to see an improved system where we can both earn and spend progress points freely without stress. And loosely along those lines, we're getting another marketplace and another currency. In the past, ESO has introduced a huge amount of collectibles that were available for a limited time only. You could, for example, get a unique pet from watching an announcement stream. And if you missed the stream, you also missed chances of getting that pet. As the Gold Coast Bazaar opens in March, those special collectibles will be once again up for grabs. But this time, you will need to earn currency through completing activities in the game, and then use said currency to purchase the items you missed out on. Sounds good, but it kinda eats away at the uniqueness of our collectibles. Still a positive thing. And then, to things I'm a bit about. When ESO was young, Cracklawn was meant to be a really difficult area where grouping up was encouraged, right? Well, this year's updates will bring a new zone to us. The Night Market Event Zone. This will, like the Cracklawn of Dreams past, be an area where enemies are more challenging. The night market is labeled Co-op PvE Zone, so that basically means that you won't be able to tackle most enemies there on your own. I hope it will be a riding fortress type of a mess, like one instance where everyone can play together without the need to find a group to join. I'm interested to see how this works and what kind of prices the new zone offers, but, well, I can wait. Not in a hurry. The first thing we learned in the announcement stream on the 8th was that all new content to ESO will, from now on, be free. No more paying for zones or dungeons, they will all be free for us to enjoy. And the next thing game devs basically said was, but we still want that yearly $50 from you, thank you very much. That I'm not all too excited about. So we'll get a new system that replaces daily and weekly endeavors, along with daily log-in rewards, with tomes and tome progress. We all get a free tome, which will bring us all sorts of goodies, and we can also purchase access to a premium tome, which will grant us bigger and better rewards. This is a touch confusing to me. I will need to see the changes in virtual person before forming a complete opinion about tomes. I think I'll be happy with my freebies on this regard, at least until I see what they will be dangling over our heads, just out of reach unless we toss coin at the Kashint who has wares. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next time, I thought we might look at the bloody mess I've made of my Nightblade Rianmiel. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all later.